High in the Andes Mountains of Peru, there is a place of constant mist and deep green life. This is the Apaseo River National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Here, clouds cling to the steep slopes, feeding a lush forest that seems to touch the sky. The air is cool and damp, filled with the sounds of dripping water and the calls of unseen birds. It is a world that feels ancient and remote, a kingdom of trees draped in moss and orchids. Very few people ever reach these heights. The terrain is difficult, and the forest is dense, guarding its secrets closely for thousands of years. Imagine standing there, over 2,500 meters above the sea, steep canyons carved by powerful rivers. All around you, the vegetation is so thick that sunlight struggles to reach the forest floor. It was in this very place, at an altitude of 2,664 meters, that a whisper of a new discovery began. A tiny creature, unknown to science, was moving through the canopy, a small shadow in a vast green world. It was a moment that would eventually send a ripple of excitement through the scientific community. The creature itself is remarkably small, a delicate marvel of evolution. If you were to hold it in your hand, its body would only be about 4 inches long, or roughly 10 centimeters. Its fur is a soft, reddish brown, a perfect camouflage for a life among branches and shadows. Its belly fur is a lighter, grayish color that contrasts with the richer tones of its back. It is a creature built for stealth and quiet movement. Its face is perhaps its most endearing feature. Large, dark eyes, almost too big for its small head, adapted for night. Distinct mask-like markings give it an air of permanent curiosity and alertness. The snout is long and narrow, ideal for sipping nectar or sniffing out insects hidden in crevices. Then there is its tail, much longer than its body, about 16 centimeters, slender and prehensile, like a fifth limb. It grips branches securely as it moves through the high canopy. Small gaps between its teeth and other subtle features help distinguish it from lookalikes, a unique fingerprint that hinted this was not just another opossum, but a mystery waiting to be solved. The story of this animal's formal discovery begins in the year 2018. A team of dedicated researchers, led by biologist Sylvia Pavon, ventured deep inside Apaseo River National Park. Their mission was to survey the incredible biodiversity of this remote region, work that demands planning, endurance, and deep knowledge. They explored steep, forest-covered slopes that have kept this area isolated for centuries. During this painstaking work, they encountered a small, unfamiliar marsupial and collected a single specimen, the holotype. A holotype is the individual used to formally describe a new species for the first time, the ultimate reference for all future finds. Its measurements, DNA, and physical traits officially define the species. When naming the species, the scientists honored the land and its history. Marmosa, mouse opossums, Chachapoya, pays tribute to the warriors of the clouds, an ancient people of these mountains. The name locates it in its family tree and connects it to its home, reminding us that nature and human history are intertwined. Finding the animal was only the first step. Proving it was new took years of study in labs and museum collections. Scientists took precise measurements: head, tail, feet, skull, classic morphometrics for comparison. They extracted and sequenced its DNA, then compared its genetic code to related species. Against its closest known relative, Marmosa lepida, the difference was striking. About 8% genetic difference, humans and chimps differ by only about 1.2%. This confirmed a distinct species. With measurements, anatomy, and DNA aligned, the team submitted to American Museum Novitates. After peer review, the paper was published on June 19, 2025, introducing Marmosa chachapoya to the world. A single tiny opossum from a cloud forest now had a formal place in science. Marmosa chachapoya's journey, from mystery to recognized species, is a perfect example of the scientific process. It begins in the field, A biologist finds an unusual organism, collects a specimen with care, and records where, when, and how, location, altitude, habitat. The specimen becomes a holotype, preserved for future study. Dozens of measurements and anatomical details are compared against museum collections. DNA sequencing provides an independent line of evidence, revealing relationships once hidden. Finally, scientists write the paper. Independent experts review it. Upon acceptance, the discovery becomes part of the scientific record. In June 2025, the American Museum Novitates article shared this discovery with the world. Behind each name is evidence, collaboration, and careful review, the bedrock of how we know what we know. Although only one specimen is known, its traits and relatives suggest a nocturnal, arboreal life. By night, it emerges from a hollow or leafy nest. Large eyes help it see by moon and stars, avoiding predators that hunt by sight. Its prehensile tail and nimble body keep it secure high above the ground. Like other mouse opossums, it likely eats insects, spiders, and other small invertebrates. It also takes soft fruits and may sip nectar, possibly even serving as a pollinator. On occasion, it may prey on very small vertebrates like tiny frogs or lizards. A generalist diet helps it adapt as resources shift with the seasons. Quiet and busy, Marmosa chachapoya threads the treetops, part of an intricate web sustaining the cloud forest. Why did it take so long to discover Marmosa chachapoya? The answer lies in its extraordinary landscape. The eastern Andes are rugged and inaccessible, with few trails and dense vegetation that slows every step. Cloud forests are immersed in mist. Moisture fuels lush growth. Moss, ferns, bromeliads, orchids, layer upon layer. In this complexity, a mouse-sized opossum can disappear in an instant. Steep elevation changes create many microclimates. Deep canyons and high ridges isolate populations, driving evolution. That is why the Andes are a biodiversity hotspot where new species are still regularly found. Remote cloud forests likely hold many undiscovered species, from insects and frogs to other small mammals. This tiny opossum is a messenger from a hidden world, still waiting to reveal its secrets. The official discovery is thrilling and humbling. All we know comes from one specimen, a single frame in a long film. We do not know its distribution or population size. Is it confined to one valley or wider across nearby mountains? Common or rare? Without surveys, we cannot assess its conservation status. We infer it is nocturnal and omnivorous from relatives, but specifics remain unknown. Which plants does it rely on? What predators hunt it? How does it nest and breed? How many young and how are they raised? Answering such intimate natural history questions requires patient, long-term observation. This discovery is a starting point, a puzzle piece just placed. Now we must fill the empty spaces around it. The discovery of Marmosa chachapoya reminds us why places like Abiseo must be protected. Cloud forests are living libraries and cradles of evolution. With every loss to deforestation, climate change, and other pressures, we risk losing species before we know they exist. These forests capture rainfall, release it slowly, stabilize rivers, prevent erosion, and store vast carbon. Their health sustains communities downstream and connects to the climate we all share. This one small animal should inspire wonder. The age of discovery is far from over. Life unfolds from deepest oceans to highest mountaintops. Look with fresh eyes and respect. Its future is tied to our actions, support research in protected areas, and make choices that reduce our impact.